Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we just have a little tiny bit that we are reading in the Diary of St. Faustina. We're doing journal entry 985 to journal entry 1000 to conclude the second notebook of the diary. Throughout this section she just is talking about people in her life and praying for them and stuff, and then in 999 she was talking about how she was in a lot of physical pain because remember she's very sick, and she wrote, last night I was in such pain that I thought it was the end. The doctors could not diagnose what the sickness was. I felt as if my entrails had been torn to shreds, but after a few hours of such sufferings I am all right. All this is for sinners. Let your mercy descend upon them, O Lord. And so what I gathered from that was basically like she was going through all this really difficult physical pain, but she was offering up that pain for the intentions and prayers of people in her life. So I'm sure you've probably heard this term before about offering it up. And I think I mentioned it either in one of these vLENT videos or possibly the one on Catholic Conundrums channel where we were talking about Lent. Just this concept of when there is a task that we really do not want to do or some sort of pain that we are experiencing, to offer it up. So think about it with the intention of like you're praying for a specific intention. For example, I had some tasks that I needed to complete during my day a couple days ago, and I really did not want to do them. I was bumming out about it, kind of complaining in my own mind. And then I got a text from somebody that they asked for prayers because they were really struggling that day and had a lot going on. And so for me, what I did is I said, you know what, I'm going to offer this up and I'm going to complete the task that I really don't want to do right now with the intention of that being a prayer for my friend who was suffering. So St. Faustina talks about this concept, another term for it is redemptive suffering. Now, to all of my non-denominational friends out there, you may be saying, whoa, why are you taking the words of a saint and thinking about it, and how is this written in the Bible? Well, open up to Colossians chapter 1, verse 24. I will read it to you now. Now I rejoice in my sufferings for your sake, and in my flesh I am filling up what is lacking in the afflictions of Christ on behalf of his body, which is the church. And kind of goes on. So it's that rejoice in suffering. It's in here a few different times, but I'll read you from James chapter 1, verse 2. Is that where we are? Okay. Consider it all joy, my brothers, when you encounter various trials, for you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. And let perseverance be perfect, so that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. There's beauty in our suffering, and we can take our suffering and find ways to use it for the greater good. And that's what's so cool about our faith. And the ultimate example of this is Jesus's death on the cross. I know a lot of times non-Catholics wonder why Catholics have the crucifix placed up, you know, Jesus on the cross and not the empty cross. And the cross without Jesus is good too, because that reminds us of the resurrection and the victory of Christ over death. But so really, redemptive suffering is a huge part of our faith. And I love that we can take it and turn it into something that's very practical for our daily lives, especially as mothers. And one thing that I've heard several times in the last few months a lot is this idea of when you're doing laundry and you're kind of grumpy about it, to pray for the person whose laundry you're folding or washing or putting away. Or if you are running around picking up toys or various objects around your house and you're just annoyed and thinking, why would these people want to live in a pigsty? You know, as you're doing that, offer it up as a prayer. And think and pray for those people. And actually, side note that I'm sure I've heard somebody speak about it, but I can't think of who, but they were saying how sometimes the messiness in our house is a reminder of what a gift it is to have children, to have a husband, to have whatever it is that you have. If you're unmarried, you know, there's different gifts that you have too. And so to take the things that maybe appear to be inconvenient and annoying and cause us to suffer and be able to see the greater good that is coming of it and be able to use it as a form of prayer to glorify God. So those are some thoughts regarding redemptive suffering and this little section of St. Faustina's diary. If you have a story about redemptive suffering in your life, or some time where you have turned something uncomfortable or some sort of suffering into a form of prayer, I would love to hear how you do that or what happened in the comments below. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope you're having a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!